Hey everybody, it's Angie and welcome to Hot and Flashy. In today's video, I've got the best makeup of 2023 for you guys. I can't believe another year is gone. I tested a lot of makeup this year. I just love a good visual, so I thought I would put all the makeup that I tested this year into a bin. Oh my gosh, this thing is so heavy. Holy cow, look at this. That is a lot of makeup to have tested over the course of the year. I'd say 80 to 90% of it I'll probably never use again, but there are some great finds in here for the year and I can't wait to share them with you in today's video. If this is the first video of mine you've ever watched, then hello, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. Give you a little background on me. I'm 61. I started my channel when I was 50. Didn't wear much makeup, was kind of a nature girl, but I felt like I wasn't looking great at my age because I had done a ton of sun damage. So anyway, I do a lot of skincare on my channel. I do a lot of trying makeup. When I'm trying makeup, I'm looking for makeup that generally will make my skin look better than it is, maybe a little bit more youthful, and things that won't settle in my wrinkles, things that don't wear off quickly. I don't like to come back to the mirror later in the day and see that my makeup looks terrible. And so anything that does that, I am not having it because there is so much makeup on the market today that you can have it all, and you can have great makeup that doesn't do any of those naughty things. It only does the nice things that we like to see and makes us look better than we are, gives us more confidence. I did about 12 makeup videos this year. Whenever I do a makeup video, it's generally a testing video. And so I test the makeup either for an 8 or a 10-hour day. I like to do a long wear test on it to make sure that it's going to really perform for us. I have combo skin, but I wouldn't say it's super oily. It gets slightly oily through the T-zone sometimes, but the older I get, the drier my skin gets. Obviously, the more wrinkly my skin gets, and all that sun damage left me with enlarged pores and some discolorations that I like to cover up with makeup. And so I hope if you're looking for great products that I can help you find some things here today. So let's get started with the best makeup of 2023. And by the way, everything will be linked in the info box below the video for quick and easy shopping, and some items will also be linked right on the screen for you. All right, let's start in foundation. Based on your views and what you purchased from the links, you were most interested in finding a great foundation this year. So I tested 10 different foundations, and of the 10, surprisingly, 2 of them made it into Holy Grail status, and both of them were from the drugstore. One of the ones that made it into Holy Grail had actually been a Holy Grail, but it was reformulated this year. And we were also nervous about the reformulation because, you know, half the time they reformulate and it ruins the product. Well, in this case, it actually made the product better. And so the drugstore foundation I'm talking about is L'Oreal True Match. This one has been a favorite of mine for many, many years. This is longer wearing, gives you better coverage, looks better on your skin, and is more hydrating. So it's a great foundation for mature skin because it doesn't settle into your wrinkles and it doesn't dry out your skin. It sits so beautifully on the skin. It covers what you want to cover, but it looks natural and skin-like. It has a nice amount of light reflectiveness, but it's not super shiny. It's also not matte. So it just walks that fine line of being the perfect foundation. The only snafu in the reformulation was that they changed the colors. So if you had been, like I was, N3 in the previous formula, you weren't N3 in the new one. So W4 is my new shade in this, and I'm so happy with this foundation, and it is definitely a Holy Grail. The second Holy Grail foundation for this year from the drugstore is Revlon Illuminance. I discovered this one because I was doing a dupes video and I wanted to dupe my most expensive foundation, which is the #1 de Chanel foundation. That is a beauty, you guys. If you're looking for a great foundation, the #1 de Chanel is awesome, but it also costs $75, which is kind of a lot. And so I found this Revlon foundation that is very, very similar to the Chanel. They're both like a skincare foundation hybrid. They have hydrating ingredients, botanical ingredients in them, and they have a lot of the same ingredients in common. And they both look and wear so beautifully on the skin. In the dupes video, I had these on side by side and you could not tell the difference. Actually, most people guessed wrong and guessed this side as the high-end side. So it really is a beautiful foundation, and like all the foundations that I love, doesn't settle in my wrinkles, wears all day, and makes my skin look more youthful and better than it is, and is nice and natural looking on the skin. So I love this one too, and this was a great new find in 2023. I do have one honorable mention for a foundation in 2023, and that is the Bosma Stick Foundation. If you travel a lot or you love a stick foundation, this is the best stick foundation I have ever used, hands down. And the packaging is so pretty. I find that most stick foundations are just too waxy and heavy on the skin for me, but this one isn't waxy, it isn't heavy, it sits very lightly on the skin, and the finish on it is so beautiful. It's so skin-like and gorgeous, and it doesn't settle in your wrinkles, and it wears all day. This is a beautiful foundation, great for touch-ups on the go, great to travel with because you don't have to put it in your liquids bag, so that is an awesome one. Just as a side note, I'm not wearing any of the foundations I just showed you today. I just filmed another video that I used all my Holy Grail products to do a holiday look. So if you missed that video, you can check that one out right up here. I did a red lip with it, but the rest of the makeup was the same. But in that video, I used my #1 Holy Grail. It is Dior Forever Matte. So if you're looking for a perfect foundation on mature skin, I highly recommend Dior Forever Matte. Even if you have dry skin, I don't think you need to worry about it. It's not a drying formula. When I tested this, it was summer. It was one of the hottest days of the year, and it was bulletproof. It stayed on all day through the heat. I was outside, and it minimizes the look of my pores. I don't have to use primer with this. And it also saves me money because I don't have to use setting spray with it because it lasts all day. So even though it is kind of a spendy high-end foundation, I feel like saves me money because I don't have to use other products with it. I didn't find a new tinted moisturizer that I liked any better than my Holy Grail tinted moisturizer from last year. So my favorite tinted moisturizer is still Say Slip Tint. I wear this in shade 3+ half. It's very luminous, it's very dewy looking, but I just powder down my T-zone and it looks perfect. It makes my skin look so natural and it photographs so beautifully. And every time I wear this in a video, you guys always ask me what I have on because you tell me that my skin looks so perfected and fabulous and it's a look that you're going for. So I always recommend this if you're more of a tinted moisturizer type person. All right, I tried 5 new primers this year. I'm always looking for a great primer because, as I said, in large pores, I'm always looking for like a pore filling primer. And what I've found over the 10 or 11 years that I've been testing makeup is that pore filling primers just don't work for me. So I had kind of given up on primers. I didn't find one that I loved last year, but this year there was a new type of primer on the block and I tried it and oh my gosh, did I love it so much. It is the Peter Thomas Roth Instant Firmex No Filter Primer. This is such a great product. You can use it under your makeup to smooth your pores. You can use it over your makeup to smooth your pores or your wrinkles. It is just magical. It does have fairly specific usage instructions. It basically says not to use it with any skincare. And, you know, I can't do that. There's no way that I'm giving up my skincare for any makeup. I would recommend watching my video on how I use it, which I can link right up here, because it really works and it can really work with skincare, with sunscreen, because you know I am not using it without those things. And in the video, literally, I put it on and you can see my pores disappear. It's not a filter, it's not a blurring anything. It's this product. It works so well. It's not going to work with every foundation. It's not going to work with every skincare routine, but I found that it does work with my skincare routine and it does work with 2 of my favorite foundations at least. It was a fail with a few foundations, so it's a little finicky, but it is a fabulous product if you have enlarged pores and if you're trying to make them look less visible. All right, let's move on to eyeliners next. I feel like ever since Marc Jacobs discontinued their entire line of makeup, we have been on the hunt for the replacement for the Marc Jacobs fabulous eyeliners that came in great colors and were so easy to use. But I feel like this year I finally found the perfect eyeliners that are the perfect replacements for those. And they come in not the exact same colors, but they come in really great colors. And they are so beautiful on the eyes. They wear long in the waterline. They're creamy and easy to work with. So there's actually 2 brands here and a few specific shades that I want to share with you. And all the fabulous eyeliners that I found that are just as good as the Marc Jacobs are also from the drugstore. So let's start with the NYX eyeliners first. These are amazing and I feel like they're a good dupe for the Marc Jacobs. So this is the NYX Epic Wear eyeliner, and I have this in 2 shades here. These are my 2 favorite shades. The first one is Gunmetal Gaze, and the second one is All Time Olive, and these are beautiful shades. Neither of them have glitter in them. I wear contacts. They don't coat my contacts. They don't get in my eyes. I don't find, you know, clumps of eyeliner at the inner corners of my eyes. They don't smudge. They don't budge. I just love them so much. So those were the Epic Wear. They also make a line of retractable eyeliners if you don't want to have the sharpenable ones. These are awesome too. This one is in the color bronze. It's like a really dark grayish brown. And then the other eyeliners that I love that are colorful and wonderful and do all the same things as the NYX are the Sephora Colorful Liners. And I have these in 2 shades of green. So there's a beautiful olive called T-Rex. And then this was kind of the color of the year for me, Fresh Mint. I really got into the olives and the greens this year, so the olives are beautiful. But let me show you the swatches on those. This is Gunmetal Gaze, this is All Time Olive, then this is the bronze color, and the last 2 are the Sephora's. This one is the olive, and this one is Fresh Mint. So they are just beautiful. I love them so much, and they're so easy to work with, whether you want to do a wing, whether you want to do your tight lining. They are just fantastic, and I highly recommend. All right, let's move on to under eye concealer next. I feel like under eye concealer is such a tough one for a lot of people. Once you get older, you start getting the crow's feet and the wrinkles around your eyes, and I feel like a lot of people just don't want to use concealer because they feel like it makes their wrinkles look worse. But yet if you have darkness or discolorations under your eyes, then you really do need a concealer. So I've worked really hard to find great concealers for us. I didn't find anything that replaced my Holy Grail this year, so I am still recommending as my #1 concealer, Lancome Tint Idole Ultra Wear Concealer. This is the most beautiful concealer. It doesn't take a lot, but it's very pigmented, so it will cover the discolorations you got, but it's not drying. It doesn't cake up in your wrinkles. It doesn't settle in your wrinkles at all. I tried 10 different concealers this year, and of the 10, I kind of like 3 of them. All the high-end ones creased in my wrinkles, wore off quickly, and looked really drying under my eyes and made my wrinkles and my under eyes look 10 times worse. So the concealers that I liked the most this year were all from the drugstore. Shocker. So the first one is the CoverGirl True Blend Undercover Concealer, and this one I'd say is the closest to my Lancome Tint Idole Concealer as far as consistency and everything. It's a little bit thicker and a little bit more pigmented than my Lancome, so if you have really dark under eye circles that you're trying to cover, this could work for you. It lasted all day and it didn't settle in my wrinkles. Another one that I tried that I liked a lot was the NYX Bear With Me Concealer. This is a serum concealer, so it's going to be more hydrating. I didn't find this one to be drying at all. It didn't settle in my wrinkles. It didn't wear as long as I wanted it to, but it was a good concealer. And then this last one I tried just a couple of weeks ago, and I actually really like this one. It's from Maybelline. It's the Color Stay Activewear Concealer. This is a really nice concealer, and what I like about it is that the doe foot is very small, and so it doesn't encourage you to overuse concealer. You know, part of the reason that I think people walk away from concealer is because they're trying to do it like younger YouTubers. And if you're taking your concealer with one of those giant oversized doe foot applicators and you're doing a big swath of concealer all under your eye and then you're trying to blend that everywhere, that is just a recipe for disaster once you get older. My motto towards concealer is to use the least amount that I can get away with that still covers, and to concentrate it in the inner corner and to blend it towards where my wrinkles are, because the less concealer you have where your wrinkles are, the better those wrinkles are going to look. So this one has the tiniest little doe foot applicator, so it doesn't pick up a lot. So you can just put like a little triangle of it at the inner corner. And then if you want to get the best concealer application of your life, I recommend using my A506 brush, my little kitten paw concealer brush. You just tap that in your concealer and blend it across under your eye so that most of it is at the inner corner, but you blend a little color across, and it just lays down the exact amount of concealer that you need. It doesn't pick up too much, it doesn't leave a streak mark, and it's so soft. You can buy the full size one individually. This is my new mini travel size one that comes with my travel brush set. This came out this year. It makes a great gift if you're planning a trip this year. This is definitely something to bring with you. It comes with 5 of my super soft, super luxurious makeup brushes. You've got your BK 101 in a mini size. You've got my A507 blush brush. I've got my A506 Kitten Paw concealer brush, my A501 all over lid shader, and my A502 crease shader. So 5 brushes in there, and this great pouch that converts to a cup for when you're at your destination or at home, and then you just convert it into a travel pouch, and it's slim and small and it fits in any luggage. All right, let's just do setting powder quickly. I tried 3 new setting powders this year. I didn't like any of them. They all, the second I put them on, they made my concealer or my foundation just look heavy and cakey and gross. So it just makes me appreciate my holy grails all the more when that happens. So my number 1 holy grail is the NYX Mineral Matte Powder. This is awesome. It comes in a few different shades. I wear it in the light medium shade. It's great because it doesn't give flashback. It's not super matte and it's not super heavy. It just sets your makeup so lightly without adding anything heavy or anything that's going to make your concealer crease or look cakey. So still my holy grail. The runner-up for that is the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores powder. I do love this one. It does give the same kind of effect, but it does give flashback. So beware of that if you're wearing it to a wedding or a special nighttime event. Always go with the NYX. All right, let's talk eyeshadow palettes next. Hands down, my favorite eyeshadow palette of 2023 was the Natasha Denona I Need a Nude palette. Oh my God, you guys, you've heard me rave about this palette so many times over the course of the year. Look at her. She is a stunner. Look at those shades. I mean, I am not one for heavy, dark, smoky eyeshadow. I'm more of a less is more where eyeshadow is concerned. I don't like a lot of color on my eyelids, but I like my eyeshadow to do its job, which is to make my eyes look uplifted, to make my hoods look like they're not laying on my eyelashes, and to give me a little bit of added sparkle, add some depth there. And this does that without making my eyeshadow look like just heavy and bad kind of costume theatrical makeup. The shades in this are so muted and so beautiful that you just can't go wrong with it. There's only 1 dark shade in the whole palette, and it isn't even that dark, but you can smoke it out if you want. There are a lot of shimmers. They're so pretty. Look at the shimmer. Look at the sheen on those. I just love them so much. And the mattes, though, is really where this palette shines. It's got the light matte. It's got the 2 light neutral mattes to do your crease work with, which is so important once you're older, and if you have hooded eyes and your hoods are sagging, you can really make it look like you don't even have hooded eyes. So this is the palette that I am wearing today, and I'm wearing this shimmer and this shimmer. It is just a stunner. I love it so much. Then another palette that I got this year that was hands down a favorite is the Dior 5 Colors palette in the soft cashmere colorway. These are high-end, beautiful eyeshadows, but you know, if you're going on a trip and you don't want to take a big palette like this one is a stunner. The colors in here are gorgeous, the shimmers are beautiful, and you just get such a soft, muted, but yet sophisticated look out of it. Absolutely love this. But that's not to say that there aren't great eyeshadows at the drugstore. e.l.f. is a drugstore brand that really makes fantastic eyeshadows, and they make these tiny little bite-sized palettes. The color payout is so beautiful, the shimmers are so beautiful. I mean, look at those shimmers. The mattes are so beautiful. So this one's kind of like a warmer colorway. They have this beautiful kind of pinky purple one called Rose Water. That one is so stunning. I use that one a lot this year. And then e.l.f. also came out with some larger palettes this year. These are called their Perfect 10 palettes, and these are gorgeous as well. So this is kind of the same types of shades as in the Rose Water palette, and easy to work with. They blend out beautifully. You get good color payout. The shimmers are gorgeous. So you really can't go wrong with the e.l.f. palettes either. I found a couple of really beautiful cream eyeshadows this year. The one that I'm most excited about is the one from Danessa Myricks. I talked to you guys about this one a lot this year. I used it so much in so many tutorials. This is just a fantastic product. It's the Color Fix Eye Lip Cheek colors, and you can use these on all those places. So they come in so many colors. It comes in like 10 or 15 different matte shades. There are shimmer shades. The first one I bought was in the shade Nude 3, and it is so beautiful. It's just the perfect color that goes with my skin tone. And that's the thing about these, is you can find a shade that'll go with your skin tone. So here it is right here. And you can use this as an eyelid primer, or you can use it as primer and shadow combined, because these are waterproof, and once you put it in place on your eyelid, it is not going anywhere. And it's so smoothing. Like, I put it on my eyelids and it just smooths everything out so beautifully. And I love this so much. I bought this shimmer called Ballerina that is also beautiful. I'm just using these two, Nude 3 and Ballerina. That could be a quick and easy eyeshadow look. It's just so pretty and it goes so well with Nude 3. So those are two that I loved. Another couple of cream eyeshadows that I absolutely love this year, much higher price point, are the Armani cream shadows. So I have it in two shades, 18M, which is a matte, and shade 9 is the shimmer. That's the Armani, the shimmer shade, and the matte shade. And those are gorgeous. You can just pop those on with your fingers and, you know, two eyeshadows and bam, you're done with your eye look. So those make it really quick and easy to get your eyeshadow on. I always recommend an eyelid primer. It will help your powder eyeshadows to stay in place better so that they won't settle in your crease. It'll give you better color payout. They'll help you with the blend. And I found 3 really good ones this year. So the first one is from Rare Beauty. It's their eyelid primer, and this is really good. I was looking for one that didn't contain bismuth oxychloride because that's an ingredient that's in a lot of eyelid primers, and it tends to irritate my eyelids. You know, they get a little stingy and burny sometimes, but this doesn't make them sting and burn. So I love this one. It'll hide any veins or freckles or redness on your eyelids, and it's a beautiful product, and eyeshadows just blend over it so beautifully. And then another one that's very similar to that, but from the drugstore, is the NYX Ultimate Shadow and Liner Primer. And this is also a great product. This one comes with a doe foot as well. Even though it comes out looking like it's a shade, and it does come in shades, it doesn't really color your eyelids as much as the Rare Beauty one does. So you can see this peachy tone one here, that's the Rare Beauty, and then right here where you can't really see one, that is the NYX. And the third one that I just discovered a few weeks ago is a brand that was new to me, new to Ulta. It's called About Face. This is a clear eyelid primer, and again, it has a doe foot, and this one just feels so silky. It was really nice with the e.l.f. palette. It made that e.l.f. palette look like it was just applied even after I had had it on for 10 hours. So this is a really good eyelid primer. Up next is blush. I tried a bunch of new blushes this year. The only one that I really loved was from Saie, and this is the Glow Sculpt in Peach Glow, and I love this. I use this so much this year. It's a cream blush. It's pigmented, but it's not overly pigmented. It looks much more orange in the palette, but it goes on the skin really like a beautiful pinky coral color, and it's so soft and subtle. It looks like the color is coming from the inside radiating out. It never looks like something that you've put on the surface of your skin, and I love that about it. It's so pretty. My most used blushes of the year were 3 of my all-time favorite holy grails: the Rare Beauty liquid blush in Hope, the Tower 28 cream blush in Magic Hour, that's what I'm wearing today, and of course the Dior Backstage Rosy Glow. One of my favorite contour products of the year was actually the Saie blush, but not in the peach shade. It was in the shade Quartz Glow. So this would be a blush on some, but on me it was a contour, and I would just use this, you know, around my hairline to, you know, define the cheeks and everything, and this is beautiful on the skin. It does have a little bit of a sheen to it, so this will give the skin a little bit more of that lit from within glow, but this is a beautiful product. Doesn't take much to get your contour going and your beautiful bronzing going. One of my other favorite bronzers this year was also from Saie. It's their Sun Melt bronzer, and this is like a whopper of a package of bronzer, and this is more of a matte bronzer. And I love this shade. It's not too cool, it's not too warm. I put it across the bottom of the swatches. I did find a dupe for this, which is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. Can't find it on my desk right now. It's much smaller, but it does the same job, blends beautifully, and looks great on the skin. But my #1 bronzer for the year that I have to recommend is from e.l.f. I just discovered it in a video a few weeks ago, and I love this. It is the Halo Glow Beauty Wand Contour in the shade Light Medium, and you know, I usually don't like these little puffball applicators like this one has, but this one, I love it. I love the size of it. I love it that it's not messy to use. You just squeeze a little bit up in there, and then because of the size of this applicator, you can get the bronzer exactly where you want it. This gives me so much precision and so much control over where I'm putting my bronzer, and it blends out so beautifully. So I'm wearing this one today. I'm wearing it up here, cheekbones, nose, jawbone. I mean, it is just So user-friendly is what I love most about it, and the color is great as well. All right, next up is highlighters. There are two that I tried this year that I really love. One I should have tried last year, but it was out of stock so much that I could never get it in my shade. That's the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter. Now this is definitely a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and I do love that as well, but you know, for the price and the amount you get in here, the e.l.f. is kind of a no-brainer. This comes with a giant doe foot applicator. You get a lot in there. It does come in a few different shades. The shade I wear it in is light, and I really love that. But the highlighter that kind of stole my heart this year was also from Saie. This is the Saie Star Glow highlighter, and this is beautiful. I actually put it on under my makeup today, and I've been mixing it with my makeup just to give it a little extra glowiness, and I've been absolutely loving it. So I don't have this on top, but I feel like it comes through in a little bit more of a subtle way, and it just is so beautiful on the skin. This just makes your skin look so fresh and glowy and beautiful, but it's not like blingy looking. Okay, let's do lip liners and lipsticks next. 2023 was a really good year for finding lip products and great lip combos. My favorite higher end lip liners of the year for 2023 are the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Liners. These are beautiful lip liners. They're so creamy, they're so hydrating, and they come in such beautiful colors. This one is called Dusty Rose. I'm wearing this one now, and I love this lip liner. It's a mechanical pencil. From the drugstore, I'm loving the Maybelline Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liners, and also the NYX retractable lip liners and the NYX Line Loud lip liners. So these are both equally good, I find. They're both hydrating. They don't make my lips feel dry. They're really creamy, really easy to work with. One thing that they have in the Maybelline line that I absolutely love is this clear lip liner. So if you're not sure what color lipstick you want to wear, or if you don't want the color of your lip liner to affect the color of your lipstick, or if you don't have an exact match between your lip liner and your lipstick, then a really great solution is to get this clear lip liner. So this is the same formula as these Maybelline Color Sensational lip liners. It gives you the same wear, it keeps your lipstick from bleeding up into your lip lines, and it's really great. There were so many great traditional lipsticks that I tried this year. I kind of love them all, but my number one lipstick that I discovered this year was the Anastasia Satin Lipsticks. I don't know what it is about these, I just fell hard for them. I bought one, and this is the shade that I'm wearing it in today, is called Taupe Beige, and I love this shade. It's so beautiful. It's just such a perfect nude for me because it's a little bit pinky. It doesn't lean to the orange side, but it's so creamy. It makes my lips look really nice. It's got a nice sheen to it. It's not glossy. It's not sticky, and they're really long wearing. So I love those. I loved it so much that I bought the one, and then I immediately went out and bought it in 3 more shades. So now I own 4 of these, and they're all fantastic. BK Beauty came out with an extension to their lipstick shade range this year, and you know, I love the BK Beauty lipstick formulas. They are fantastic. I love the packaging. It's a really luxe bullet. It's got the magnetic closure and everything. These have sweet almond oil in them, and they're so creamy. They look so beautiful on the lips. I always wanted them to come out with something that was a little more muted, and they came out with one. So this is the shade Grace, and oh my gosh, this is just a gorgeous nude. Let me just swatch these for you so you can compare. I'll show you the swatches on those in a second because I put the third swatch on for the third lipstick that I really fell hard for this year, and it was the Lawless Forget the Filler Lipstick Balm Hybrid. This is such a great product. You don't really need lip liner with it. So it gives you a lot of color payout, but it's so creamy and feels so good on your lips. The shade is Posy. Here are the swatches. This is BK lipstick in Grace. This is the Anastasia lipstick, Taupe Beige. This is Lawless Forget the Filler in Posy. All right, next up is mascara. I tried 9 different mascaras this year. I gotta say, I didn't 100% love any of them more than I love my Holy Grail mascara, which is Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water. This is a tubing mascara, and I love that about it because I don't know why I have like leaky eyes, and I always end up with mascara dribbles down here. And with this mascara, I never end up with dribbles. Like, I put this one on this morning when I did this tutorial, and then I took my dogs for a walk outside. It was about 38 degrees out today, so pretty cold. and my eyes were watering, and look at that. No running, no smudging. That's because I have on my Holy Grail eyeliners that I showed you already and my Holy Grail mascara. So this doesn't come off until you take it off, but once you go to take it off, it's really easy to remove. I love how it makes my lashes look. It gives me volume and length and curl. There were 3 mascaras that I did try this year that I really, really liked. One of them was from Give, Gwen Stefani's line. This is the Can't Stop Staring mascara, and I wore this probably the most for the first half of the year. I don't know what happened. Maybe this one dried out and I need a new one and I moved on to other things, or I went back to the Cali Ray, but this was really a favorite for a big part of the year this year. I love the formula, but I also love the shape of the brush. See this like ball at the end of the brush head? That makes it so easy to get your lashes at the outer corner, or if you like bottom lash mascara, it makes it so easy to do your bottom lash mascara. But the formula is really great too. I got no smudging, no chipping. It wore all day. It gave me great looking lashes, and I really loved wearing that this year. Then my favorite from the drugstore is going to be this Maybelline Illegal Lengths mascara. This is also a tubing mascara, but it also has fibers in it. So if you're getting older and your lashes are sparser than they used to be, this can really help because it will coat your lashes, but it will also help to make them look so much longer because it can deposit the fibers that can actually extend the length of your natural lashes. And being a tubing mascara, once you put it on, it stays put. And I found this one to be fairly easy to get off as well. All right, and our last category for this video is the brows. And I'm wearing the brow product that I discovered this year that was my favorite, hands down, for the year. It's from Rare Beauty. It's their Harmonize Brow Pencil. So it goes on really, really nicely. You can draw nice little hair-like strokes. You can fill in your brows, and I love it. So I'm wearing that one today. If you want to see a tutorial on a lot of these Holy Grails, I'll link the tutorial that I filmed for this look right up here for you. If you need makeup brushes to put on your makeup, I can highly recommend, of course, my brush set. This is my full-size 7-piece brush set. I already mentioned my travel brush set, but in this set you get 5 eyeshadow brushes, you get the concealer brush and the blush brush, and that with these 7 brushes you can do everything that you need to do around your face. A foundation brush is really handy, so for that I always recommend the BK 101 brush. So this is the big size of the brush that you get in my travel makeup set, shrunk down in my handle color, and I love this one. All right, you guys, so that was my year-end wrap-up of the best of drugstore and high-end makeup for 2023. I hope you found it helpful and informative. If you did, go ahead and give the video a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. As always, I thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.